What do you think about Team Japan?
They are a great team as always. We talk about it a lot that, NPB, Nippon Professional Baseball, is the best baseball in the world outside of Major League Baseball. It is elite caliber with fantastic players, and Team Japan is always a threat in every international competition. The World Baseball Classic, the Olympics, they have the talent to beat anyone, Team USA included. And from an American perspective, there's an excitement to see kind of some of the next wave of talent from Japan. You talk about Hiroki Sasaki, Munetaka Murakami, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, another player who's really talented. These are all guys that Americans have seen maybe some clips of on Twitter, or they've seen a little bit of video highlights, but they haven't seen them in person. And the World Baseball Classic really presents an opportunity for people to see these players. I remember the first time I ever saw Kodai Senga was the 2017 World Baseball Classic, coming out at Dodger Stadium, pumping 99 and striking out. So the best American hitters in the world. And 5 years later, he's signing a big contract with the Mets. Again, Masahiro Tanaka, Yu Darvish, all these guys were pitching for Japan in the World Baseball Classic before they came to the U.S. So Team Japan is always so talented. They're always a threat to win the event and win the gold medal.
What do you think about Otani's participation in the tournament?
I mean, it's fantastic. It's fantastic for Team Japan because obviously he makes any team he's on better. He's an otherworldly talent and the most talented baseball player alive, period. No one else can do what he does. So it's great for Team Japan, and it's great for the World Baseball Classic. Again, when you get the best players in the world participating and representing their countries, it's a really great thing because you're truly seeing the best of the best.
What other teams are you paying attention to this World Baseball Classic?
Yeah, so you always have to pay attention to the Dominican Republic. They have a tremendous amount of talent, and they have it on the pitching side, they have it on the offensive side. I think it's fair to say that Team USA and Japan, assuming the rosters look like what we think they're going to look like, will be the two favorites to win the tournament. But the Dominican Republic is absolutely right there. They're competitive every single year. Again, you look up and down their lineup, they have a lot of hitters who can change games with one swing. They have a lot of pitchers who throw very hard. No team is going to be able to match the number of pitchers who can throw 100 miles an hour that the Dominican team can. They won the event in 2013 and gave the U.S. a very close run for their money in 2017. I'm also looking at Venezuela. Venezuela is a country that has a lot of baseball talent, but they have consistently underperformed in the World Baseball Classic, including the last one in 2017. They came out looking disengaged. Their manager was Omar Vizquel, the longtime all-star shortstop with Cleveland, but it was very clear that he did not know who his players were. He did not know what positions to put them at. His in-game management was among the worst I've ever seen at baseball at any level. And the Venezuelans knew it. They talked about it. You looked at the players on that roster with Miguel Cabrera and Jose Altuve and Francisco Rodriguez at the time, and they were out in the second round, and they knew it shouldn't have happened. But now they're coming out with, again, they've got a new manager now. They've got some new blood, some new players, the Ronald Acuñas of the world. So if those coaching issues are shored up and they come out playing focused and energetic, they have a chance to beat anyone.
Which country do you think will win?
It's really hard to say right now because rosters aren't finalized. Until we know which players are participating, it would be premature for me to say.
If Japan manages to win this year's event, do you think it will affect the way Major League scouts look at Japanese baseball or its players?
I mean, not really, just because, Major League Baseball scouts look at Japanese players very highly. I can't emphasize enough, Japanese baseball is so well respected in the United States by teams, by scouts, by players. They understand how much talent is at NPB. So, and if Japan wins the World Baseball Classic, no one would be surprised.
Do you think the World Baseball Classic could help increase the popularity of baseball here in the U.S.?
I don't think it will help increase the popularity of baseball here in the United States. Within the United States, baseball is very popular. What will increase popularity of baseball in the United States is more the Major League Baseball season. That's what more fans care about. That's what drives the interest here. And then also, some initiatives at the youth level, for example, getting Major League players to show up in communities and maybe, Major League Baseball builds some fields in underserved communities where there's not access to, clean playing surfaces or good equipment. So that's more what's going to drive baseball in the United States than the World Baseball Classic. But the World Baseball Classic, we have seen it drive interest in other countries, particularly non-traditional baseball countries. I mentioned Israel as an example. We're starting to see an uptick in interest. And the other thing about the World Baseball Classic is teams, depending on where they finish, receive a certain amount of money. They receive payouts. And that helps build baseball infrastructure in various countries. I spoke to Peter Kerr's team, Israel's general manager. He talked about the money they got for getting as far as they did in the last World Baseball Classic, allowed them to build brand new fields. And you have new fields, you have new kids coming out to play. It drives interest. The Netherlands as well. Some of their finishes have brought a lot of money to them that they've been able to build some really nice baseball complexes out there and build interest in baseball in Europe. So that's where the interest is really going to come from, the non-traditional baseball countries. And the World Baseball Classic brings attention within those countries to the game. And then also, most importantly, those countries get money and are able to use it to build the infrastructure necessary to, allow the game to flourish on their home soil.
Which one do you think people pay more attention to here in the US, the Soccer World Cup or the World Baseball Classic?
It's the World Cup. And it's interesting because the interest in soccer in the US has really, really increased substantially over the past, even just 10 to 20 years. I would say, up through 2000, interest was not that large, really even up through, the mid 2000s. But there's no question there are more soccer fans than baseball fans in the world. And the United States, being such a melting pot, having so many citizens from so many different countries, or even if they're not, their parents or grandparents were, there's a lot of interest in the World Cup. And it's not just based around rooting for Team USA. There's so many people of Mexican descent or Argentinian descent or Honduran descent, that there's a lot of interest within the United States for, people whose grandparents are from those countries. And so they're very interested as well. So there's definitely more interest in the Soccer World Cup, but interest in the World Baseball Classic is growing.
Kyle, thanks so much for your time.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Hey, viewers, if you have any questions or comments about the World Baseball Classic, please let us know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.